Can't stop us. That's all I'm going to say. Can't stop us. But I got some good news here today. I'll have to open up my phone here, try to hit this. I don't like reading stuff. I like firing off the hip. I'm not big into the reading. But this is pretty important. So today I had a phone call with a gentleman in Australia. And he was talking about the struggles going on in Australia and New Zealand, and was letting me know that they're ready to wake up and do something about it. So I want to give a personal shout out to all those in Australia that are tuning into these live feeds. We love you, and we got your back. New Zealand, we love you, and we got your back. We're going to help you get through this. We're going to do everything we can to help you get through this as well. America has woken up. Canada woke up. We're all standing together. Canada's regrouping right now. Thank you for the Canadian hoodie here, to my Canadian brothers and sisters up north. But I want to read this. He wrote me this. This one's specifically, I think, about Australia. He says, "Hi, Brian. Appreciate the support from our big brother against the school bullies in New Zealand and Australia. We have seen massive use of state force and power to shut any voice up that is not the state narrative. Women and children get arrested to try and get the husbands to be violent. Car registrations are being canceled. Driver's license canceled if people are involved in freedom movements." This is really happening there right now. "This is all done randomly and without notice. According to Google, we had around 300,000 people at our last rally for freedom here in Canberra, Australia, their capital. After that rally, the Australian Federal Police went out in squads and removed any interstate visitors that were camping, even camping legally. I personally saw these squads. I saw 7 officers surround an interstate camper and 40 police walk through a legal camp, telling campers you have 15 minutes to get out, arresting some. They closed all camping within an hour of this state. We had a Hagerstown-like camp at a place called Epic. The police told the campers they could use it. It was deception. Then once there, they said you have to leave in a week. It's booked, and arrested campers who were slow leaving. The camp was amazing, and there are videos on our group showing it. They used LRAD technology on peaceful campers, drones, and now I'm told have set up a rapid response police unit to deal with freedom lovers. USA, you always have stood for freedom. Now, more than ever, please unite and stand with a roar that can be heard around the globe. They divide and conquer, but we unite as one voice and say, no more lies, no more fear. Our children will live free of your tyranny." There's another one about New Zealand. I want to read that too. But I want to say to Mr. Scott Russell, who I talked to today in Australia. By the way, Scott lived in the United States for many years. He's got dual citizenship. He's currently back in Australia. But he has experienced what the freedom of being an American is. And he knows that the conditions that they're living in right now are wrong. He knows that it's time for the Australian people to stand up. It's time for the Australian people to remind their governments that they work for us. All right, let's go New Zealand now. "Hi, Brian. New Zealand had a peaceful camp at Parliament. Food was free, haircuts free, dancing, music. The New Zealand police, as you can see in our site videos, came in hard, pepper spraying peaceful protesters. They had beanbag guns and were excessively violent towards peace lovers. Like Australia, the peaceful people of New Zealand are bruised and looking how to move forward. Please encourage New Zealand. You see them from the USA and feel their pain. The media in Australia and New Zealand are propaganda machines who are demonizing normal people and saying freedom lovers are anti-vax extremists. Many are vaxxed, so it's a lie, of course. We know the media is lying because their lips are moving. They are dividing families, dividing communities, and dividing countries to rule and divide the world. Your fight in the USA wins freedom for the world. We stand with you. Please never back down. Convoys, unite.
Yeah.
Resistance is everybody's doing. Resistance is everybody doing the little things they can do. Put a sticker up for freedom. Wave a flag. Just for God's sake, resist. To do nothing is agreement with evil at a time tyranny is trying to rule. Tyranny is trying to rule. But freedom pulls in the free. Help send messages of hope to Global Freedom Movement, United States of America, Australia, and New Zealand on Facebook. So they have a Facebook group that they've created that I hope everyone out there goes and joins to help spread the message that the United States stands with Australia and New Zealand. They want to unite us. They want to work together in our mission here. It's called Global Freedom Movement, USA, Australia, and New Zealand. And it's on Facebook. Please go check it out. I get a lot of calls all day long from all kinds of people, whether it's the media, or it's family, or it's friends, or it's strangers, telling me their stories, asking me rapid-fire questions, trying to get me tripped up on something. But I don't care. I don't mind the phone calls. I don't mind the conversations. I don't mind hearing the stories. But today, to talk to a guy who you could feel the pain through the phone. I've seen the videos way before Canada stepped up. I saw videos in Australia of drivers trying to stand up. They just couldn't seem to get any momentum. I saw reports that truck drivers weren't allowed to stop at rest areas and truck stops unless it was for fuel, and anybody caught feeding them, serving them at a restaurant, truck drivers, feeding truck drivers at a restaurant, was going to be fined and potentially their business closed down. Over COVID. That's what's going on in other countries around the world. That's going on around the world. And that's why from the beginning of this thing I've said multiple times that this is a global issue, not just an American issue. This is a global issue. And that's why I've been saying a lot here that we're all in this together, not just as Americans, but as human beings on Earth. Amen. As human beings on Earth, we are all together. The media, politics, hate groups, whatever it may be, have tried very hard to divide us against one another for whatever reason, whether it's religion, race, sexual orientation, whatever the case may be, because they come from another country. Whatever the case may be, they've tried years and years and years to divide us constantly. By doing so, they have created tensions. They have made it difficult to get people to think big picture, or even for our own Democrats and Republicans to reach across the aisle and start working together. Not just for a photo op, but to actually get something done. It's time that the Democrats and the Republicans break the mold. Work together. The people are speaking. It's time that they listen to us. But globally, around the world, no matter what country you're from, it's time for you to stand up as well. The American people will not quit. The People's Convoy will not quit. We are not going anywhere. We will not stop. To every nation out there that is struggling, just know that we, the people of the United States, have your back no matter what country it is. Stand up. Resist. I don't care if you're from the left side of the aisle, the right side of the aisle. None of that matters anymore. All that matters is freedom. So again, to all my friends, my brothers and sisters of Australia and New Zealand, we're coming. We got you. Whatever we need to do to help support you, you just tell us. We will help you. Australia, New Zealand, God bless you. We love you. Exactly. We love you. Canada, continue to regroup. Continue to regroup, Canada. The fight ain't over yet. The fight ain't over. Now is the time that everyone starts digging their heels in. And the more they mess with us, the harder our resolve becomes. Amen. That's all I got for you guys tonight. We got a video that's going to come up here, I guess. Is that right? You got a video? Trying? Hold the line. Absolutely, hold the line. That's right. Make sure you guys go check out, do some research of what's going on in Australia and New Zealand, and start supporting them, start sharing their stuff around. I also got something here. I always forget about you, dude. I'm so sorry. It's like day 10 forgetting about you. You want to talk about it? I'll let you talk about it for a little bit. What's that? You got a note for me?
Way to go, Scott. Let's roll.
Yeah, I already. Anybody missing 2 German Shepherds?
What?
2 German Shepherds.
Okay.
All right, here you go. Doesn't look like it. All right, I'm going to let this gentleman speak a little bit. What's it on? It's the 10th Amendment. He's going to educate you all about the 10th Amendment real quick. You're probably going to have to come over here because I think the mic might do some funky stuff.
Testing. Sounds good. All right, so the 10th Amendment, once we do get our rights back, after we're done here, then the 10th Amendment is how we hold our politicians' feet to the fire.
Love you too, brother.
Once we're here, once we get our rights back, then what we got to do is I'm handing out papers. It gives you instructions on how to use the Constitution in order to hold our politicians' feet to the fire. So basically, it is they're violating their oath of office, right? And that is what we're so mad about, right? Because they're supposed to serve us. They're supposed to be servants. They're public servants, and they've gone completely mad. They're drunk with power. So the 10th Amendment is basically how you pacify them, because once we tell them that we are the boss of them, then everybody does it. It has to spread like wildfire. So there's a website on the paperwork I'm handing out, but it's also instructions on how to do it. Basically, what it is you ask them a simple question. The question is, how do you view the Constitution? Is it a living, breathing document, or is it the law of the land? And we all know the answer to that. But they're not going to want to answer the question. And if they don't answer the question, that means, well, they're violating their oath of office because they work for us, and if they refuse to answer our questions, that's a violation of their oath. So we got them. It's a catch-22. We got them. All right. So all we got to do is work together, spread the news, spread the good news that this is the way out. We have the law of the land in our favor. So come grab your copies of it. I mean, I know I've passed them out before, but there's a whole bunch of different people here now. So make sure you get a copy of this and spread the news on different social media sites and everything like that. So God bless you all.
Yeah. Looks like a video is going to come on here shortly. I encourage you all to watch it. Not really sure what it is, but take the time to watch it. Good night. God bless you all. See you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m.
Australia, New Zealand, we're with you. We love you. Stay strong. Bye-bye.